Hello everyone! So today I am finally going to film my what I packed for 6, 7, 8 weeks, 2 months on a river cruise in the winter with only one case. And in fact, when I travelled, it was maybe about 15 kilos, if that. But to be fair, I had left some stuff here from summer. So I'm going to show you all my clothes and everything like that. I don't think I'm going to go too into depth about the other stuff because it's mainly notebooks. Minimal jewellery. I brought as little as I could. I think I brought 3 earrings, 1 necklace, or 2 necklaces, and that's it. And then I have since also received a couple of bits of jewellery as well. Also, one thing I've just realised I'm not going to show you just because it's on my bed is my pyjamas. I only brought 1 pair, which was a bit risky, but so far so good. The housekeeping team is fantastic and they almost always get my laundry in same day, so don't need to worry about that. And it's my stripy Winnie the Pooh top with just black trousers. And I'm not going to include uniform because that doesn't count in my opinion. So obviously I have this coat, but that doesn't count, as I said. I did travel with this green coat as well, which I haven't worn, I think, since last winter. But my grandma gave it to me, I think, 2 years ago, and I love it. It's a nice colour, it's a nice shape, I like it. I also brought a green scarf. I just brought 1 scarf. Maybe at the start of the winter season, I did think maybe I should have done with a bigger, thicker scarf. Potentially one of the ones I knit, but I didn't want to risk bringing it. And to be honest, this one's served me well since then. It was just that first week that it was very cold. Right. Into my cupboard. I split my cupboard by clothes that I've worn once or sort of for a couple of hours and fresh clean clothes. So we'll start with this stuff. Actually, no, we'll not do it like that. We're going to start with tops, I think. So I've got my Suitcase top, which I've not worn. Actually, this is probably my least worn one because it's warm, so I try and save it. But then because I'm saving it, I don't end up wearing it as much. But I am very glad I brought it. If I stand on this side, you'll be able to see a bit more. The lighting's not great, but we'll deal with it. I've got this top, which I've worn a lot. I travelled with this top, and I tend to wear it over other layers, or on my day off, mainly. I've packed this thermal top, which is from M&S, which I bought for Lapland last year, and that has been such a genius move. I'm so glad I did that. And it's really good because it's warm, and it's tight fitting, but it's also just a nice sort of top to wear, even without anything else over it. So that was a really good one on my behalf. Then I've got this long sleeve top, which my mum bought me, I think, last year or 2 years ago. And that's a good one to throw over that thermal when I'm going out. And the only other top I think I've got, actually that's not true. I brought my Lapland 2-wee top as well because we have a Christmas jumper day and I don't have a Christmas jumper, so that's the top I wear. And then the only other top I have is this one, which my mum also bought me, and that was in October, and I love this top because it's a nice, elegant top, so I'm a fan of that. Moving on to jumpers, I have 2. I have this red one, which I got from a guest in the summer, and I love this one. It's not particularly warm, but I love the colour and I love the shape. And then, of course, we've got my classic big, fat London one, which I love because of how big it is, I can wear another jumper underneath. I tend to wear my 2-wee one underneath and then throw that on top when it's really cold. So that was also a genius move on my behalf. Moving on to dresses, we've got this beautiful book dress, which I love so much and I've spoken about in many, many, many vlogs. I've got this sort of florally one, which I also love and wear a lot. This red one, which I tend to wear for cabarets or gala night and that kind of thing. And then I've got this one-piece thing, which again was given to me in the summer. And I have actually worn it more than I was expecting. I've found a way to wear it. So that worked out better than I thought it would. The only other thing I really feel like I want to show you and need to show you is my trousers. It's very dark because I've popped you in the cupboard, but just bear with me. I've got these thermal ones, which I'm so glad I brought. They are, again, tight fitting, but very warm on the inside and good to wear under other layers. Then I've got a regular pair of leggings, just plain black, which are 3/4 length, but whatever. I've got my black jeans. And sorry, they're on a hanger because that's what they did after they washed them. I've got these Primark joggings, whatever you'd call them. Joggers, I don't know. And to be honest, I've worn all 4 of those an awful lot. Probably the thermals the least because again, I try and save them for when it's really cold. But overall, I'm happy about that. The only other thing really that's worth showing, I guess, are the tights that I packed as well, which I'm very happy I did because they are also very good as a underlayer. That's everything, so I'm going to bring you to my desk where the lighting's a bit better and we'll do a little roundup. I did also bring some gifts and things like that for my colleagues, but that's that. And in fact, while we're here, this is my little jewellery bag. I don't even know if you can see it. There's really not a lot in there. And the rest is like toiletries and notebooks mainly and hair stuff, and that's it. I am really, really happy with how I packed. I think I did a really good job in selecting items that would work together and items that I could wear, you know, for an evening and for a day. Not overpacking. I was really, really worried when I was told I was only allowed 1 case of 20 kilos to come here, because I thought it's a winter season, I'm gonna be wearing so many layers, I'm gonna want warm jumpers, but actually I've been all right. The only thing I can think of that I wish I had brought, and it's the one thing I regret, is just a plain vesty top. Like the ones with the spaghetti straps that I could have just worn underneath other layers. But honestly, I think aside from that, I feel very proud of myself. And a lot of the stuff I packed as well, or was given since sort of leaving Holland, is sweets and food and other things that I could use up. And I've been very strict on myself for using them up. So I'm so far quite pleased with how that's going. I've also got a couple of items, and I'm just going to show you these two because they were on my desk. I've got more in the bathroom. Like these that I've had for probably about 5 years. This one I've definitely had for 5 years because it was before I left Australia. And this one is, I think, from when I went to Bulgaria, I believe. So that's also 4 years ago, 4.5. Now, I love this perfume. I genuinely do really like it, but I don't know if you can see how little is left. I don't know if you can see clearly sort of how little it is. But I'm very glad. That's the problem. I have another perfume back home that I've just not touched because I've been waiting to finish this one and I'm so ready to leave this behind. As I say, I do really like it, but it's 4.5 years old. This also smells delicious and probably doesn't really do much for my hands. It's a hand cream. But I don't like throwing things that are not finished with their purpose. But this one, even though I can feel there's still plenty in it, I've just made the call to myself that I'm going to leave this here or throw it out when the season's over. I've also got a lotion, like a body lotion, that I've had for also about 3 years, that same principle. Although I'm trying to use that one up. I'm using that one more than I'm using the hand cream. So I'm trying to leave without leaving much. And I've got the pink sparkle thing that I got from Lush about 4 years ago as well, 3 years ago maybe. And again, I've not used a lot of it, and I do really like it, but it's just so old that I just need to get rid of it. So I feel like I'm gonna go back with so little in my case, which is fantastic. It makes me so happy. And obviously I'm using up shampoo and conditioner and things like that as well, so it's great. It makes me happy. And so far, I haven't acquired too much. The only things I've acquired have been food, which I've been trying to eat. But every time I finish something, I get more, which is really lovely, but I'm struggling. Anyway, that's sort of the general overview of what I packed for, let's call it 2 months on a river cruise in the winter with 1 case. The only other thing I would like to say is that you would have seen after each item of clothing a number. That would have been based on A Closet, which is an app I use to track my clothes and things like that and wears. And I'm going to count it from the day I left the UK, which, to be honest, off the top of my head, I can't remember, but I think it was around the 17th of November, something like that. So I'm going to be counting it from when I went to Holland, because that was part of the 8 weeks away. And the numbers might not seem to match up, but that's because often I wore more than one outfit per day. And what it doesn't include is the shoes I wear on the daily, which is mainly my boots. Oh, I didn't show you my shoes. I brought 3 pairs and I left 1 pair behind. So first of all, of course, the boots. These are the ones I live in and I love those. I think they're about 2 years old, but they fit me perfectly. I think they suit me. Let's go against the light, or not against the light, in front of the light. So yeah, big fan of these. Bought them in Holland. My grandma bought them for me and they just tick all my boxes. So they're the ones I wear most of the time, including when I'm in uniform, although the second option, of course, are my trainers. I don't tend to wear these as much just because they're more complicated with the tying and stuff, and the boots are easier for when I do stretch classes and things like that and need to get in and out of shoes quickly. But of course, I have worn the trainers. This is the third pair I packed, which are my high heels, which I wear for gala nights and things like that. Not too frequently though, because I'm not super comfortable in them because they're too high for me. But they were about £3 at a charity shop, so they do the trick. And then the pair that I left behind from the summer, another one that was gifted to me from a guest, are the adorable shoes that have sheep on them. To be honest, I haven't worn them very much because I tend to just be in socks when I'm walking around the cabin, but I love them anyway and they make me very happy. Okay, now I really think that is everything. As of when I'm filming this, I've got about 2 weeks to go until the end of the season, which is mad. And then when the season does finish, I'm going to be spending a week in Ireland with a friend, so this is also what I've got for that. And I think that's going to be the most interesting one, where I find out whether or not I packed enough. Because here, I just wear my uniform, but I'm going to be leaving my uniform behind as well. So yeah, I think that's everything. I hope you enjoyed this video. video. As always, if you have any questions about river cruising or my life or anything, or specific things you would like to see on this channel, the comments are all yours. By the time you're watching this video, I will no longer be on a river cruise, so I won't be able to film anything like that, but I mean, I'll do my best to answer any questions, or I don't know. I'm just gonna do my best. And I will see you all in the next one. Goodbye!